and go live. And we are live. Welcome back for round two in the course record chase here at Broken Top. In round one, we went 1 under. And what's the course record? We all will know by now in this quest. Sorry about that. 8 under. So we have to go to 9 under, which means we can't be at 1 under and think we have any chance. And we're going to run this one back. We're waiting for the course to load. It should be loading just any moment here. Hopefully you join me in what was episode 7, which took us through another chase here at Broken Top in round 1. So again, the course record is -8. I'm looking to try to get to -9. And we are here at number 1 at Broken Top, playing from 6,500 yards, the Green Keys, at about an elevation of, I think they've got us at like 4,000 feet. I'm not exactly sure. Let's get going. That should be right down the slot, a little short-armed, but it's going to get out to where we have a pretty controllable wedge in. Should roll down that hill just a little bit to the 89-yard range or so. And I think, honestly, this is probably the 56-yard wedge. And I think we can get this all the way up there, huh? Pulls it left because I swung it hard because I wasn't super confident in it in the distance. But are we putting or chipping here? We are on the fairway, so I'm going to go ahead and chip that. And we've got 9 yards, and really in this chase here, we're obviously going to try to chip this in. Let's see what we've got. And that's not going to go in. I set that out a little bit more than the break cared. And now we're going to hit an 8-iron to get this right to our distance. Probably a little bit much, so we're not hitting it full go. That's going to block a little bit to the right of it, but take a lot of the distance off. It should be okay. Sit right there. All right. Well, we've got to putt at it, right? Maybe. Maybe. I think we're putting that. Yes, we are. We're up the hill. We're moving left for sure. That much? No. This much? Definitely. A hair more? Yes, but a hair less. So we'll use the cursor to take off just a little bit of that and call that good right there. 28 feet 2 inches, uphill 8 inches. No, couldn't quite climb the last couple of inches there. Well struck. Well on line, good speed, good read. I just didn't get quite enough extension there. And now we go to number 3, which, as we learned in round 1, is a pretty important hole to drive it well on. Let's get one out there. Should come back toward the middle a little bit. Not really hit super well, but it's going to release out and give me an iron in. It's not blocked by the trees. 161. It is up the hill, 6 feet 10 inches, but I think this is still at this elevation. This is still 7-iron, and it usually will roll out too. So let's see. That's not going to come back though. It was definitely the right distance. That's a little much, so we got a little putt left, but shouldn't be too remarkably angled here. Should be something we can set off just barely. It's going to move about that much. I'm going to put this right on the edge. My default miss is a pull, which, as you notice, I putt left-handed. So we're going to allow for it and just try to set it straight. There we go. He's in for his par. Comes to the first par 5 of the hole of the round. Hole number 4. And as you can see, no matter how I slice this, this is a 3-shot par 5. So let's get in position. Okay, well, That's all we can do, because like I said, no matter what, it's a 3-shot par 5. So on that note, let's use the 3-wood that we know is going to fade toward the meat of the fairway. Well, that's an extreme example of that because I just let it be. And that leaves me way further back than I want to be, that's for sure. 155, it's uphill 3 feet 9. Realistically, that's the 7-iron. I think that is the 7-iron, so let's hit it straight. Okay, that'll be a little short. Let's try to chip one in. We kind of need something like that now. It's important in chasing these low scores. You got to get out and get red quick, and that's the hardest part, I think. I guess as you can see, just pulled a little bit left. I thought the break would affect it more than it did, and we'd go down in there. It did not. We move on to the par 3. It's downhill, 6 feet 2 inches. Despite that, I'm trusting the 7-wood. Should be pretty good. Should be real good. Sit down right there. Sit down. Oh, hit it then. Sit. Oh, it did hit it. My goodness. Okay, let's capitalize on that then. I knew that was good as soon as I hit it, but I didn't know it was that good. 17 feet, 11 inches downhill. It's moving that much. I'm going to give it just a hair bit more there. And that's going to break too much. Yep. All right, should have hit it harder or read more break. Gives it a good chance at a birdie there after hitting the stick going flag hunting. Again, kind of like last round, it is really time to go gather one in, or 2 or 3 or 4 in a row even. Let's get this going. That's not the good drive, obviously. That's going to leave me a back a ways. Okay. This hole's been a little bit of a troublesome for me of late. Downhill 7 feet 4 inches. A lot of times this is my 6-iron, and if I hit it well, it will roll over the back of the green, but let's just land it in the middle and let it run back there. Or let's hit the worst iron swing of the day, send it nowhere, and make the conversion very difficult. Okay. Now again, this plays shorter even on this shot, so we're going to go in with about that 50-yard shot. Right? And then sit right in there, somewhere soft. Oh yeah, we like that. We like that a lot. Good par save. Save myself butt, like I said before. I mean, you gotta be red here. Let's go, it's time. Hard to press for him too. Pulled off that, you can see. Same swing repeating itself. Maybe getting a little tired, or maybe it's just time to swing the club a little bit. This would be a good one to hit something good at. Let's see what we've got with 7-wood. See if we can advance this up, and in the end, obviously, we want to finish left of the pin or right at the pin. So we're going to hit it here. Let the natural fade bring it back. Not over swing. This could be a good one. Could be really good. Could be deep too. Just sit down right there. Sit down. Ooh, couple of good 7-woods in there in the last couple holes. Is that going to stick around? Yeah. Still putting, but who thought that was going to be real good for a minute? Probably time to hit something here. Let's see if it moves that much, huh? And it snaps at the end, but not quite that much. A little overread, again, or hit it a little slower, but here we are at number 8, and this is the beginning of the holes you really kind of have to be scoring on, but you just really can't be trying to shoot course record and be even right here. It's kind of dumb. Sometimes I hit the cart path and then bounce forever, but that's going to clear that and barely get out in the fairway, but it will. Little shortcut there. Let's see if we can capitalize on a good 3-wood here. Hit the driver decently there. What can we do with the 3-wood now? We're going to aim that over here. That is going to be a little right and short. But I do not dislike that at all. Should be in for the gimme birdie. At least we get one where we're supposed to. Let's help ourselves again by getting another one. We come up here and basically give it that. And then we're going to try to stay on the ball a little bit longer, because this is, as you can see, the limits of how well I can hit the ball. So let's see. Well, that's about as well as I can hit the ball, to tell you the truth. Get on up. I just need a little more trajectory. But that's okay, because that's why. It's a high risk, a low risk, high reward shot right there. I'm coming out of here with a shot that I know that I'm decent with. 46 yards here, which I'm going to treat it like it's about 55 to 60. Should be pretty good, right? Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. All right. Well, we're pin hunting. We just got to collect some here. Got to convert a couple, huh? Got another one. Okay. Finishing 2 under on the front is a lot better than not. So let's see if we can get aimed up here correctly. Here in round 2 of the most recent course record chase at Broken Top. It's going to leak off to the right, hopefully not too bad. Going to leave a shot of some kind, but it's going to come out of that heavy stuff. So I'm definitely going to add a club. I think this is probably a 9-iron for me. Is that about right? You know, that's an 8-iron from that heavy rough, I think. I've been impeded by that stuff before. Better to be long. Yeah, that's not even coming out of there. I just didn't hit it quite well enough. So now we're leaning on the old short game real quick on a hole that I actually like to hit wedge after a driver and score on. So not a real good turn of events. But that should be in a gimme zone. Yes, it is. We've got another scoreable par 4 here. That should fade back toward the middle. Not a great swing. Should leave wedge in the hand though. Uphill 101. We can flight it down a little bit because it's probably just a hair too much club. That could be a little deep still. Yes, a lot deep. Okay, well, now we got to make a little bit of a difficult scoring up and down here. And that's too much, and that's going to roll a long way and hopefully stay up, because that is pretty steep coming down the hill in real golf. And now it looks like I got my work cut out for me, even saving par. I think I've got it moving that much, maybe even a little more. Up the hill 4 inches. And I pulled it enough to have missed by the amount I pulled. So thank you for joining me in the chase for the course record, which just took a significant downturn with bogey there. So realistically, it would be almost impossible to do it from here, and it's that fine of a line. You got to get out early and score, really, is what you got to do. And that's short-armed again. Not taking advantage of this par 5 lately either, which is necessary to do anything in terms of the course record type situation. So really just not setting myself up in many scoring situations. I've converted a lot of the ones I have in these first 2 rounds. I just have not put myself in good situations. That did not get through there. Thought I'd fade a little more than that. We're going to send the 3-wood up again, though, in the approach shot, and the round has gone to die in these last couple of holes here. That's not even enough to get up there. Wow, okay. Got to hit that a little harder. Just because I'm trying to take something off it doesn't mean I can't hit it. 23 yards up and down, try to convert a par. It's going to be too much. Yep. That is where it is currently. So this is for par. Try to keep this round in the red at least, but not going to be any course records today. I'm going to come down the hill pretty slow and probably use all that break. And hits it through the break. Leaves a big long comebacker and going to give up the red number. And just playing too many bogeys in the game right now. All right, he's in for bogey. He is back to even par by bogeying 2 holes in a row. Is that what just happened there? It sure did. So we'll hustle through these remaining holes and then jump into the 3rd effort. Protecting against the water, that's for sure. Not feeling confident. Bounce on up there for a guy, huh? It wanted to. It kind of does. Going to leave a putt that maybe we can convert. Key here is to finish this round with a little momentum and see if we can do something here on the last 18. I have to hit that a little firmer than that, though, or a little bit of a different line. All right, still at even par. Well, back to even par. Was down as good as 2 under in this round, but just can't get an early start. That's what I need. Not a lot of ball speed, maybe a little fatigue taking over, but we're on this mission, and thank you for joining me for it. It's not the greatest of golf, but it's turning around a little bit, maybe. We'll see. I think this is probably 7-iron. I'm comfortable with it. Remember, we're at elevation. We're coming downhill 11 feet. All in all, this should be a 7-iron. Unless you block it off and take the distance off it. But let's see. Oh, not too bad. You're going to roll out, leave me something makeable. Let's get back under par, huh? Yeah. Let that move just a hair, right? Yeah. 12 feet 6 inches and flat. And we sneak one in for birdie, get back under par, and go to a relatively short par 5. It can be reachable at times because it's coming down the hill so much, but you got to hit a low spin long ball, and I don't do a lot of that, but let's see what we've got. It should fade back toward the middle. It just doesn't have enough ball speed to really get anywhere. So. Too much side spin, or too much backspin, and even a little too much side spin. So 258, which means we're not in play. And we want to get ourselves into a good position. So what we're actually going to do is hit 7-wood again. Aim out into kind of the middle and leave ourselves that 50-yard shot. Let's see. Oh, well, one way or another, I guess it's not well struck, but it'll roll into roughly that same position. Okay, this is the one that really matters. So at least that one was advanced. A little pulled off of that. I'm sure you saw that. Okay. Let's see if we can steal another one here by way of a longer putt. Let that break down that much. That much. And flat 15 feet. Got it? Got it. All right, another birdie, so a good bounce back. A couple of holes that hurt, back to -2. So that's, like I said, just getting a little momentum for the last, the round 3 effort coming up your way after this. And that is getting up to the green barely, didn't really hit it that well. That one goes up the hill here, down a little extreme, downhill 2 inches, but that break to the left is pretty extreme. So it'll roll out for me. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Is that inside of 5 feet? Yes, it is. Now we go to number 17. And we're pushing on through for a 3rd round, I think, tonight. Not going to clear the trees or not? No, it's not. Get through. It did somehow. You're going to find a little fairway for me. A shorter pass than I meant to. It's going to leave a pretty solid mid-iron in there. That's 6-iron probably. And I should probably aim it just a little bit off here too to cover my margin of error. Let's see if we can stay on this, get it up there somewhere close. About over bounce. Gonna stick around. Now it's gonna stay up on the heavy stuff. Release. And now on the real course, that one will release actually. I think I probably aim for that margin of error when it doesn't really exist in the sim game. All right, that'll get within the gimme, but not get up there enough to come close. Didn't hit it on line really anyway. Come to number 18. And as you may recall, the key here is just getting it to the top of that speed slot so it sits down to the middle tier and ends up with about 120 yards or so. Like this. This should be about perfect actually, right? Now I don't say speed slot and then hit it very often, but there it is, and even a little bit hair under 120 yards. Look at that. So it's uphill a little bit, but I think this is a really comfortable pitching wedge, and just trust it in there. Don't need to overswing. But I did anyway, hit it fat, smothered it. It's gonna bounce up there. It is gonna bounce up there. It leaves a big sweeping putt here. We're gonna put it up the hill. Double breaker there at the end, right? About that much. Uphill 1 foot 1 inch. That's not going to be enough to get there, but be close to the lag putt in. Now I still got to finish this putt off. And then we're going to actually do the same thing we did last time. Start a stream, a new stream for the 3rd round. The reason we're doing that, it'll make it a little easier to watch them when they're archived. All right, we're in for a -2. Made quite a few birdies, 1, 2, only 4. So again, we're gonna end the stream right here, each stream being about 24 minutes or so. So join me, stick around if you'd like. I'd appreciate that for round 3. And if not, I'll see you next time on the Barefoot Bunker. I am Herschel G, and I look forward to seeing you next time.